I think we're about ready to render this thing out as a video. So let's check this. So my timeline navigation, shift semicolon, make sure I see the entire thing, and have 5 seconds of black at the end or color at the end, and of course your name at the very beginning. We got some Ken Burns effect and so on. So now let's render this. So to render this, first go Command S, save your file. You should always do that before you render, just in case something happens. So to remember, After Effects is just a recipe to take some ingredients. These are the ingredients, all of these files, these photos and audio. It's the recipe. The After Effects file is the recipe how to put the cake together. So these are all the instructions of how to put the cake together. All right. Now we're going to bake the cake as a single MP4 file, a video. The way you do that is you go to Composition, Add to Adobe Media Encoder Queue. When you do that, it's going to launch. An application that looks like this guy, and it might take a minute or two to do so. So be patient. Literally, it might take 1 or 2 minutes to launch this thing eventually. I already had it pre-launched, so mine was fast. So what happens is eventually, and these will not be there. I'm going to take them and remove them. Eventually, you'll have your composition be loaded into Media Encoder, and it will look hopefully something like this. If you don't see these blue things, twirl this down. This first column is the format, and then the preset, and the output file. First, the format needs to be H.264. If it's not, click right here, and make sure that here it's chosen as H.264. And it's just a nice format that's used for very good for YouTube, since most of our videos are going to be putting on YouTube. Not this particular one, but most of our videos will be putting on YouTube. You can see the output name. You click on it, and notice that it's going to a particular folder called Halloween Practice _AME, Adobe Media Encoder, which is not where we want it to go. That's just the default place. If you click on that, you'll see that it's inside your Halloween folder. So that's where we want it to go. So I'm going to choose Halloween. So it's going to be the final file will be put into here. Just make sure if you named your composition correctly, it'll take the name of the composition, which should look like this with your username. So go ahead and hit save. And hopefully it says 1920 by 1080 down here, because that's exactly what the source was in After Effects. So hit OK. Another way you can check to make sure it's going to the correct folder is look at this. So make sure that it's going to the correct folder here. So now it's ready to go. To render, you actually click on this green button right up here, and it'll show you the progress of rendering. It, depending upon how complicated your composition is, this could take very quick. It could be very quick, or it could take 3 hours. If you're doing a lot of serious 3D animation with 3D space, with 3D objects in there, and so on, it could take a while. I had one student, he did this whole 2-minute animation with lots of 3D space, and it took 3 days to render. We started it on Friday, and it didn't finish until Tuesday morning. It was pretty crazy, but it came out pretty good. So it depends. This time depends on how complex your composition is. So just be patient, let it happen. When it's done, you might hear bring. You'll also see a blue link up here when it's done. What you're going to do is when it's done, you're going to click on the blue link and actually watch the video to make sure that it's correct, particularly the beginning and the end. Make sure the beginning is correct, and at the very end you have the correct number of seconds of silence at the end. So it's done. Click on the blue link. It'll open up a Finder window, show you where it is. Hit spacebar and watch it. And so on, right? So just check the ending check the ending of it to make sure it's correct. Let's see, where is, yeah, this guy, this whole heartbeat thing, where to go? There it is. So let's check the heartbeat. What happened to my heartbeat sound? Oh well. Something happened there. That's why you need to check it. Anyway, if it's good, take your Halloween practice video and put it in my Dropbox so I can see that you've finished it.